Hello students, welcome to Dhaka Secondary School, North Karachi campus, and today you are watching class Metric English and Language combined class, and these slides are prepared by Sir Farhan, language teacher of Dhaka Secondary School. So students, today's our topic is winter vacations work, and in this winter vacation we cover our poem King Bruce and the Spider, and in grammar we learn prepositions. So students, first of all I start from our topic King Bruce and the Spider poem. So this poem contains 8 stanzas, and one by one I'll read the stanza and explain it. Sorry, not 8 stanzas, 14 stanzas, and one by one I'll let you know about the explanation of these stanzas. So first of all, King Bruce of Scotland flung himself down in a lonely mood to think. It is true he was monarch and wore a crown, but his heart was beginning to sink. So in these lines, poetess tells that King Bruce of Scotland had been defeated in the battlefield, flung down himself on couch in despair. He, he was feeling very sad. He began to think. No doubt he had been crowned as a king, but the pressure of difficulties faced by him made him lose the heart. In the second stanza, for he had been trying to do a great deed to make his people glad. He had tried and tried but couldn't succeed, so became quite sad. So in this poem, in these lines, poetess tells that King Bruce had been trying to gain freedom for his country and had fought many battles, but he was defeated. He had been doing his best to make his people happy. Due to continuous failures, he was disappointed. In the third stanza, poetess said, he flung himself down in a low despair, as grieved as man could be. And after a while, as he pondered there, I will give it all up, said he. So in these lines, poetess tells that King Bruce threw himself down in couch in disappointment. He was stricken with grief. He thought over again and again and decided at last to give up the struggle. In the fourth stanza, it is said that now just at the moment a spider dropped with its silken cobweb clue, and the king in the midst of his thinking stopped to see what the spider would do. So in these lines, poetess tells just at the moment when King Bruce was thinking to give up struggle, a spider fell down with his fine thread cobweb from the roof. The king stopped thinking and began to watch the movements of the spider. In the fifth stanza, it was a long way up to the ceiling dome, and it hung by a rope so fine that how it would get to its cobweb home, King Bruce could not divine. So in these lines, poetess tells that the distance between the spider and the round roof of cave was great, and the thread of cobweb was very fine. That King Bruce could not foretell that what would happen and how would spider reach his home. In the sixth stanza, it is said that it soon began to cling and crawl straight up with strong endeavor, but down it came with slippery sprawl, as near to the ground as ever. So in these lines, poetess tells that a spider once took hold of cobweb thread and began to climb up with difficulty. It made an effort to go right up to the right, but it slipped and fell down on the earth as close to the ground before its climb. So in the seventh stanza, it says that up it rained, not a second could stay, to utter the least complaint, till it fell, still lower there it lay, a little dizzy and faint. In seventh stanza, it tells that after falling, the spider at one rose from ground with waiting to complain and began to climb on, but it fell down again very badly. It had began to whirl round and lay there for a while. This time he became dazed and unconscious. In the eighth stanza, it is said that its head grew steady again it went and travelled a half yard higher. It was a delicate thread it had to tread, and a road where its feet would tie. So in the eighth stanza, Otis tells that the spider recovered its senses and climbed half a yard higher than before. The thread, however, was very delicate and there was a constant danger of its breaking down. Therefore, it was difficult and tiresome for the spider to climb. On the ninth stanza, it is said that again it fell and swung below, but again it quite quickly mounted, till up and down, now fast, now slow. 9 brave attempts were counted. So in these lines, poets tell that the spider once again fell down and it was hanging in the air, but without losing any time, it moved up again. Sometime it went up, sometime it fell down, sometime its progress was very far, sometime it's slow, and in this way it made 9 bold attempts to reach its cove. In the 10th stanza, it is said, "Sure," cried the king, "that foolish thing will strive no more to climb. When it toils so hard, reach and cling and tumbles every time." So in these lines, poets tell that King Bruce said to himself that as spider had fallen for so many times, it must have found out that it could not reach its destination and would not make further attempt at climbing, because in spite of all of his hard labor and brave efforts, it could not succeed. So in 11th stanza, but up the insect went one more. Ah me, it's an anxious minute. He is only a foot from his cobweb door. Oh, say will he lose or win? So in these lines, poetess tells that the king was surprised to see the spider was making another attempt. It was critical time for the king. He was not certain whether the spider would succeed or fail, although it was only a foot away from its cobweb. In the 12th stanza, steadily, inch by inch. So steadily, inch by inch, higher and higher he got, and a bold little runs at the very last pinch put him into his native court. So in these lines, poetess tells that the spider went on going ground slowly and surely, inch by inch. It covered the distance and it made an attempt at last moment of extreme difficulty. At last it succeeded in getting into the cobweb. In the 13th, "Bravo, bravo," the king cried out. "All honor to those who try. That spider up there defied despair. He conquered, and why should not I?" In these lines, poetess explains that one should not lose his heart. If he fails in his struggle once or twice, he should continue his struggle till success. And the king was pleased very much. He appreciated the effort of the spider by saying, "Well done." He said, "Honor and glory falls to the lot of those who are never discouraged by failures, but they try again and again." The spider did not mind disappointment and at last succeeded in reaching cobweb. The king said, "If a spider can succeed by perseverance, there is no reason why he should fail." So in the last stanza, "And Bruce of Scotland braced his mind, and gossips tell the tale that he tried once more as he tried before, and that time he did not fail." In these lines, poetess tells that King Robert Bruce resolved to fight against the enemy once more, and the storyteller tells that he tried once more, and this time he won a brilliant victory over his enemies. Okay, students, this is our poem Bruce and the Spider. Now I move towards our second topic, preposition. So prepositions and its kind. So what is preposition? Basically, preposition is a word used to link nouns, pronouns or phrases to another words within a sentence. Okay, it links noun, pronoun with another part of the sentence. For example, I am going to Canada. So Canada is noun. And it is linked with to going. And Alex threw a stone into the pond. So in this sentence, into is what? Preposition, which comes before pond noun, and the present inside the box is also what? Preposition, will links noun with another part of the sentence. Okay, students, so we have some kinds of prepositions. So in this we have prepositions of time, preposition of place, preposition of movement, preposition of manner, preposition of agents, preposition of cause, preposition of measurement, and prepositions of possession. So these are the kinds of prepositions, and one by one I will tell you the examples and definition of prepositions and its kinds. So first of all I start from the preposition of time. So we use preposition of time in order to show the relation of time between the nouns to the other part of the sentence. For example, on, at, in, from, to, far, all these are the examples of prepositions of time. And for example, he started working at 10 a.m. So 10 a.m. is time, and before time we use at. When we use exact time, before exact time we use at. The company called meeting on 25th October. So 25th October is also time, and before time we use what? Prepositions. So next is what? Preposition of place. So what is preposition of place? So it shows the relation of place between the nouns to the other parts of the sentence. For example, on, at, in, by, from, towards, up, down, all these are the examples of prepositions of time. For example, he is at home. So a home is what? Exact place. So before exact place we use what? At. He came from England. From the place from the journey starts, there we use from. So England is also noun. So before England we use from. The police broke into the house. So into is also what? Preposition. Okay students, so now I move towards our second kind of preposition of movement. So we also use preposition in order to show movement in the sentence. For example, it also shows direction in which something or someone is moving. The most common preposition of movement is to. And in this, into, across, through, over, down, up, pass, around, all are examples of preposition. For example, Raquel swam into the cave to rescue the dog. The angry man put his fist through the wall. Billy and Belly swam across the lake. All these examples, bold word shows the movement from one place to another place. Another kind of preposition is manner. Manner shows what? How we describe, when we describe the way things happen or means by which things happen. For example, the most common examples of preposition of manner is by, like, in, with, and on. And examples of preposition of manner is they go to school by bus. So how they go there by bus. And the young girl sang like a professional, and they traveled on foot due to rough terrain. Okay students, this is all prepositions of manner. And now we move towards our next kind, preposition of agent. So preposition of agent shows, it indicates a casual relationship between noun and other parts of the sentence. Of, for, by, with, about, all are examples of agents. And for example, this article is about smartphone. So about is what? Preposition of agent. And most of the guests have already left. So of is what here? Use as an agent. And I will always be here for you. So for shows what? Agents. Next is preposition of cause. When we talk about cause, so we can also use preposition in order to show cause. And most common example of preposition of cause is to, of, on account of, and owing. And for example, my cat goes out in the garden for emptying her bowls. So here for is shows what? Cause. The moon shines because of the sun. So because of is what here? Preposition of cause. Okay students, so now I move towards our next type, preposition of measurement and preposition of possession. So when we talk about measurement, so before measurement there we use preposition of measurement. For example, these prepositions include by and of. And common example is the fabric shop sells the material by the meter. The meter is what? A measurement, and before measurement we can use preposition. So by shows what? Measurement. Candace brought a kilogram of tomatoes from the salad. So kilogram is what? Measurement, and this shows of shows what? Measurement. Okay students, so here comes our preposition of possession. When we talk about possession, when we own something and before owning that thing we use any preposition, that called what? Preposition of possession. And common example of preposition of possession is with, to, and of. And example is, this is the property of my late husband. So my shows what, oh sorry, of shows what here, preposition of possession. And in the second case, the antique clock belongs to my mother. So to shows what, preposition of possession. And in the last, I saw a girl with pink dress. I hope students you got the idea about preposition and its kinds. Thank you so much.